Well, I always like to try and give you a nice, optimistic, happy, joy video, but I'm struggling this time, I have to admit. I've not been feeling very well over the past few days, and the Oakland A's have not been doing anything to lift my spirits. After losing 3 games against Cleveland, we then had the 3-game series at home against the Tampa Bay Rays. We lost all of them, we're on a 6-game losing streak. I'm not feeling very well, it's a nightmare. But I'm feeling a bit better than I was, and we've got a 3-game series in Minnesota against the Twins coming up this weekend, so let's try and summon some positivity, some optimism from somewhere, and hopefully everything will be better this weekend. Yes, hello, welcome back to the Oakland A's UK YouTube channel. I am Matt, a slightly under the weather Matt. Thankfully not COVID or anything, just feeling yuck. So yeah, not very good, not much energy, and the A's aren't doing much to help, are they? And it's not too much of a surprise, let's be honest. We know this is going to be an up and down season. It's a rebuilding year. We're going to have some nice periods and some not so nice periods, and we're definitely going through the latter at the moment on a 6-game losing streak. But yeah, this is what happens, hey? So we're going to have a look back at the Tampa Bay Rays series and then look ahead to the Cleveland series. Let's start off briefly, very briefly, looking at that Rays series. Basically a nightmare across the board. We know that the Tampa Bay Rays are a very good team, playoff contenders, no doubt about that. So being swept by them isn't a huge concern. They're a very good team, but it's the way it happened was a disaster, wasn't it? Game 1, looking down at my notes, pain in the arse, Yandy Diaz, I've put in my notes. We know from the wildcard game, we're not talking about wildcard games. He opened the game with a home run, and the Rays didn't look back from there. Dalton Jeffries, unfortunately, got bashed around again. 6 runs in this game after 5 runs allowed in the previous start against the Giants, and that's a bit of a concern for DJ. But yes, a 6-1 loss, not a very good way to start the series. And then it got even worse in Game 2. Yes, we scored 7 runs, but we still lost. And I mean, where do you go with that? Kevin Smith whacked a grand slam. Go on, Kevin Smith. I think we're really starting to see him just starting to get his feet under himself. Looking better in the field, looking better at the plate. So yeah, I think we've got a good player there. Rookie season for him, really, so let's stick behind him, but he's definitely starting to look better. So grand slam for him, great stuff. 5-1 lead, but then it all went wrong. 5-3 in the top of the 9th. Kirby Snead gave up the 2-run home run to Mike Zunino. Then it came to the extra innings, and I know you've got the stupid extra inning runner coming in, but you can't really give too much of an excuse to Lou Trevino here. He is a man on borrow time, is that alright? I don't know. He's certainly a man with not a lot of goodwill behind him at the moment from the A's fan base, isn't he? And yeah, didn't do much to help himself here. Gave up 5 runs in this one. Smashed to bits is what I put in my notes. Although we got 2 runs back in the bottom of the 10th inning, wasn't enough, so we lost that one to the 7th in extra innings. Then it came to Wednesday's game, a great pitching duel, I have to say. Frankie Montas, he was a bit of a struggle in the previous start, but back to Frankie being Frankie in this one. 7 scored his innings, fantastic. Corey Kluber matched him all the way, former Cy Young winner. We know how good he is. Unfortunately, Zach Jackson came in for the 8th inning, gave up the 3 runs, and that was your lot. 3-0 in that game and 3-0 in the series. So nothing very good coming out of it for the A's. I was looking through my notes thinking who's the star of the series. There isn't a lot to go on, I'm afraid. Both Jed Lowry and Chad Pinder both got a hit in each of the 3 games. Jed went 3 for 13, Chad 4 for 11. So you could look at those, and of course Kevin Smith with a grand slam. But I think I'm going to go for Frankie Montas, although it was in a losing effort, having been knocked around a bit in the previous start, right back to form, 7 scoreless innings. It's got to be Frankie. It's just a shame the rest of the team couldn't help him out and get him a win. So that leads us into this weekend series in Minnesota against the Twins. 6-game losing streak to try and end, and unfortunately it hasn't started well from a roster standpoint. We found out a couple of days ago Cole Irvin was having a few issues with his shoulder, a bit of tightness or soreness in the shoulder. So today on Friday he has been placed on the injured list. No real timetable for him as yet. Maybe we'll hear a bit more from Mark Kotze later on today. But unfortunately he's on the shelf. Real blow for him. He's been very good for us so far this season. It's a chance though for Zach Logue. He's coming in. This is going to be his Major League start, first Major League start. He's starting tonight on Friday night. So hopefully he goes well for us tonight and picks up where Cole Irvin left off. As for the Twins, they're playing very well of late. They're top of the AL Central with a 15-11 win-loss record. Now, they do come into this series having lost their last two games. They won the first two games of their 4-game series in Baltimore, but then lost their last two games. So that was a 2-2 series for them. It's the first meeting between the A's and the Twins this season. We host them again in only a couple of weeks' time on the 16th to 18th of May. The A's took 5 of 6 against Minnesota Twins last season. Boy, would we take that this season. And you have to say, this is a Minnesota Twins team that is really dealing with some bad luck at the moment. Bad luck with injuries and bad luck with illness. Yesterday, it was announced Rocco Baldelli, their manager, Dylan Bundy, and also infielder Luis Arias, who's been their best hitter so far this season. They are all on the COVID injured list. They've got a bit of a COVID outbreak, apparently, so bad news for them. Hopefully everyone's okay. One person who isn't okay, a man I was going to say love to hate, probably just hate, let's be honest. Carlos Correa joined the Twins as a free agent after all those years with the Astros. Started out quite slowly actually, but he was just starting to turn it around at the plate. He got hit by a pitch, 2 consecutive at-bats yesterday on Thursday. He's got a non-displaced fracture of his right middle finger apparently. There's going to be some more tests today, so we'll probably find out a bit more, but it does look like he's going to be out for a little while, so almost certainly on the injured list for this series. And there's some other key guys on the injured list too. Former A's pitcher Sonny Gray is out with a hamstring injury. I think he made a rehab start just recently. It looks like he's on the mend, not too far away, but will miss this series. And a guy who we don't know how long he's going to be out for, really, Miguel Sano, very good hitter of course. He had knee surgery. Looks like he may be out even potentially for the rest of the season. They're hoping they'll get him back at some point before the end of the season, but he's definitely out for a while. So big blow for them. They've got some real key players out and they've got the COVID disruption. But needless to say, given the situation we're in, there'll be no sympathy from our end. We've got to go for it. They're a bit banged up and we have got to take advantage. Let's take advantage and get out of this 6-game losing streak. And in terms of the details of the 3 games coming up, Friday is a night game, so that is a 5:10 start PM in Oakland time, so that's 1:10 AM here in the UK. Zach Logue, as I mentioned, making his Major League debut as a starter, and it is Josh Winder, one of the two. He's on the mound for the Twins. Saturday and Sunday, it's afternoon games in Minnesota, so that is 11:10 AM in Oakland on both Saturday and Sunday, and 7:10 PM here in the UK. So Saturday's game is going to be Chris Paddock, the former Padres pitching prospect, on the mound for the Twins, and it should be James Caprillion. Hopefully, he had a few shaky moments in his first start of the season, coming off the injured list last time out, so hopefully he'll be back in form in this one. And then on Sunday, another man who we want to get back on form, Dalton Jeffries. He takes a mound, and it's Joe Ryan on the mound for the Twins. And it should be said, all 3 games are going to be available for free online on MLB TV. It's Mother's Day in America, which is always confusing because Mother's Day takes place earlier in the year here in the UK, so you think, oh my god, have I forgotten? No, we haven't, it's already happened. But it's Mother's Day in the US, I believe, so all of the MLB TV games this weekend, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, are going to be free, other than the games like the Apple games tonight and the other national broadcasts. So you can watch all 3 games of the A's Twins series this weekend for free on MLB TV, so long as you're out of market, I guess, in California. And Saturday and Sunday, really nice start times for us in the UK, 10 past 7 PM here in the UK. So hopefully the A's can bring us some joy, get back to winning ways, and to take advantage of a Twins team that is really up against it right now.